guys, I'm finally reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4, and I'm trying to make this my shortest video ever because I only have a few thoughts to say about this movie. So, is Kung Fu Panda 4 a worthy fourth installment in the Kung Fu Panda franchise? Yeah, I guess. It's fine. This is probably like the lowest stake Kung Fu Panda movie ever in this franchise, which is fine. Like, it's okay, it's cool. This movie is way better than Kung Fu Panda 3 in my opinion. The number one thing is that Jack Black is just so awesome, man. He's still amazing, and he does a great job as Po in this. Like, he's always brings his A game. Even like, he's just fantastic. Like, we all know this. Jack Black's the GOAT. Like, either when he's playing Po, or he's playing Bowser, or he's in live action, or he's singing in Tenacious D. Jack Black always brings his A game. He's on his A game, and he does a great job. He is literally the only reason I'm looking forward to that weird Minecraft movie, because he's in it. Like, that's infectious. That Jack Black's in a new movie, I'm gonna go see that shit. Like, come on, he's one of my favorites. And when I say this is the most normal Kung Fu Panda movie ever, it's true, because it feels like a movie in between movies, like a side story. Because it doesn't feel as personal or as crazy or as dangerous as the last three were. But that's fine, because there's so much enjoyment in here. And one thing for sure, I'm glad the Kung Fu is badass again. Because in 3, it was not badass. Last time it was badass was in 2. So thank goodness in this movie, the Kung Fu is badass. I love seeing badass looking Kung Fu. And there's actually one pretty sweet ass scene with Po. I'm not talking about the stingray scene. I'm not talking about when he fights people in the bar. I'm talking about like the shadow scene. Like when he's like fighting people in the shadows, like smoky area. And also when he's fighting Chameleon. Like, that shit was hard, man. I was like, oh man, that's pretty sick. And also Chameleon. She's just an okay villain. She's not as memorable or as crazy as the last three, that's for sure. But she's like she's not personal with Po. Like, she doesn't have a personal stake in his life like the last three villains were. She's just she's pretty menacing though, because Viola Davis does a pretty good job voicing her character, and she's just one of those classic villains with a classic plot. Like, I want all the power and I just want to take over the world. And Zen is Awkwafina's brand new character, and I know there's so much hate around Awkwafina right now. I'm not trying to be one of those people, but has gotten a cringe ass role before. That was a Little Mermaid, and I was not a big fan of that performance as Scuttle, bro. She was so goddamn cringe, and it was like hard to watch. And I'm like, oh fuck, is this how she's gonna be in movies nowadays? But no, actually in this movie, she's actually pretty cool and funny, sweet addition to this Kung Fu Panda team. I did like that. Her and Po's dynamic was pretty sweet. I did like that at first. First I was like, what the fuck, she is so goddamn annoying. But then later she grows on you, and that was the point. I was like, alright, cool. Now the shit that I hated from this movie, that mostly what they did behind the scenes, I guess. Furious 5 is not fucking in this shit. Like, they're not. Besides one brief ass scene at the very end, and that was pretty cool because the music played in the background. Besides, I feel like DreamWorks just cheaped out on this one. I feel like they don't give a shit that much about Kung Fu Panda anymore, because it's been 8 years since the third one, and them confirming that this is the movie with the lowest budget of the franchise, that doesn't explain it to you. I don't know what will, because yeah, I feel like they're just gonna see how this shit goes, and if it does well, and maybe they'll make another one, but if it sucks ass financially, then it's probably not gonna get another one. Especially with the scene in the beginning, Poe's like, oh, Furious 5 are out on other Kung Fu missions, and that's why we don't see them for the whole fucking movie. So that sucked. And also the selling point of this movie, the fucking nostalgia shit, the return of Tai Lung, Lord Shen, and Kai from Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3. And man, they are done dirty, man. The only one I feel like is done cool is just Tai Lung, because they brought Ian McShane back. And that was actually pretty cool, because he gets a little bit of, like a tiny ass bit of development, but that's it, man. Like, you want to see Kai, Shen, and Tai Lung in this movie all working together to fight Po? Go fuck yourself. That's not happening, bro. Kai and Shen do not do jack shit in this movie. They just are background characters. They don't say jack shit. They don't do jack shit. They just get their kung fu power taken, and then just sit in the background and be like, oh, we see Shen and Kai from the other movies. Oh, what the hell? Nostalgia bait. it was hard with them, bro. That's pure nostalgia bait if I ever seen that shit before. And that's the kind of nostalgia bait I fucking hate, bro. That would have been so fucking cool if they had Tai Lung, Shen, and Kai working for Chameleon or with Chameleon to all take on Po and the Furious Five. That would have been fucking sick. But no, we don't get that. We just get fucking Po and the Zen the Fox just fucking around this whole movie. And then Chameleon being like, oh, I want all the power. And I'm going to take Tai Lung, Shen's, and Kai's power so I can have all the power. And yeah, and then that's it. But there is lots of enjoyment in this fourth installment, don't get me wrong. Did it need to happen? Hell no, it did not need to happen, but it's here and it happened. There's lots of enjoyment. Like I said, Jack Black as Poe is fantastic. Awkwafina isn't bad. The Kung Fu's badass. Ian McShane's great as Tai Lung again. Chameleon's a good villain with a good voice work by Viola Davis. There's some enjoyment in here. Don't get me wrong. It's so if you take your kids to this, they're gonna end up liking it. If you would just want to just accept the movie for what it is, I think you'll enjoy it because the comedy is actually pretty fucking funny in this movie. There were a lot of parts where I was just laughing my ass off because it's really funny. It's a fine movie. Enjoyment, a lot of it in it, but it could have been 100 times better if they just had Chameleon, Tai Lung, Shen, Kai versus Po, Shifu, the Furious Five, and Zen. That would have been better if you ask me, but what we got isn't terrible. If they do a fifth one, bring back the Furious Five, bro. Like, come on. Verdict? Kung Fu Panda 4 gets a C. Alright, play me out, Jack.
My loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Give me, baby, one more time. I'm going